All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. You know how this works. Today, we're looking at Call of Freedom. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, think of it as like a pep talk for your soul,
I like that.
you know? Gets into some interesting things about personal power, living a life that is actually authentic, and a lot of other thought-provoking concepts.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Definitely a pep talk, and it really is a call to action.
Yeah, and so to start, Call of Freedom makes this really powerful statement right up front. Freedom isn't given to you, it's already yours.
Oh, okay.
It's like your birthright.
Interesting.
It's just part of who you are.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think what's really interesting about how Call of Freedom frames this idea of freedom is that it's not about external things.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing a power that you already have inside you.
Ooh.
And that really resonated with me because it says that no matter what is going on around you, no matter your situation, you always have this possibility of inner freedom.
Right. Like it can't be taken away.
Right, exactly.
That's powerful.
And it gets even more interesting. I mean, the piece goes a step further, saying that freedom is like a divine right. It's like it's connecting to something bigger than us.
It is, and that's where I think that, we were talking about this earlier, that use of one throughout the piece,
Yes.
it really stood out to me.
Absolutely.
Because, typically you would just say you or a person,
Yeah.
but this consistent use of one really emphasizes, I think, this connection to something bigger.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's like the author is pointing towards this connection between each person and like universal consciousness.
Whoa.
There's this beautiful passage where it describes one as experiencing the world through billions of eyes, feeling the heartbeat of all of humanity as a single entity.
Yeah, that is a really powerful image.
Yeah.
So it's not just about, individual freedom.
Right.
It's also about our connection, our relationship with something larger than ourselves.
Right.
But, I mean, if we're all born with this freedom,
Right.
why don't we always feel free?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
the million-dollar question. And Call of Freedom actually talks about this with this idea of reclaiming your inner power.
Okay.
It says that, a lot of times we give our power away
Hmm.
to things outside of us. Expectations, fears, beliefs that hold us back.
So it's like we're giving away the key to our own freedom.
Exactly. And Call of Freedom says that taking back that power is an active process.
Oh,
It starts with recognizing those external things that are holding you back,
Mhm.
and then consciously choosing to become your true self.
Yeah, so how do we actually do that? Because, Call of Freedom does outline some specific steps, right?
Yeah, yes.
To kind of guide us.
It does. First, it says that it's really important to listen to that inner voice, that inner knowing that tells you what is true for you.
Okay.
Then it says it's about declaring your freedom. I don't think that necessarily means, shouting it from the rooftops or anything.
Right, yeah.
But it does mean making choices that align with what you want, with what you believe in.
So it's like you're living in line with that inner voice.
Exactly.
That makes sense, but I can imagine that living that authentic life, especially in a world that, tries to put us all in these little boxes,
Yeah.
be really challenging, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think Call of Freedom actually acknowledges that it's not going to be easy.
Right.
There's a part in there that talks about the courage it takes to break free from what people expect, to face those fears, and to go into the unknown.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hero's journey.
It is.
You have to face those dragons, the ones inside us and the ones outside, to claim that freedom.
Yeah, exactly. And while it doesn't try to pretend like it's going to be easy, it also makes it really clear that there are big rewards that come with living authentically.
Right.
A sense of purpose, inner peace, and a life that feels like it's truly meant for you.
Yeah.
Like you're living your soul's purpose.
It's really inspiring, honestly. I really, I'm glad we're doing this deep dive.
Too.
So to recap for everyone listening, Call of Freedom is all about recognizing that freedom we're born with, taking back our power, and living authentically.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery, and it may not always be easy, but it offers this possibility of a deeply fulfilling life.
I think that sums it up well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But before we go, I want to leave you with something to think about. If you were to really embrace the call of freedom in your own life, what's the one change you would make starting today? Keep that question with you today. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.